You just bought a massive 100-watt charger and a premium laptop. You plug them in together, expecting maximum performance and a fast battery top-up. You connect the hardware, the plug clicks into place, and you wait for that charging indicator to light up. But instead of full speed, your screen flashes a frustrating slow charging or 60-watt max warning. The culprit isn't your charger, and it isn't the computer. The bottleneck is the standard USB-C cable sitting between them. By default, the USB-C standard mandates that standard passive cables are only rated to carry 3 amps of current. Mathematically, that tops out at exactly 60 watts. This limit is a built-in safety net. Capping the power at 60 watts prevents cheap, thin wires from melting on your desk, but it permanently throttles your high-end gear. Here is where the system fails. A 100-watt charger and a 100-watt laptop are linked by a cable. When pushing power, the cable defaults to a 3-amp limit, restricting flow. Thus, the laptop receives only 60 watts, triggering a warning. To get those charging speeds up, you have to bypass this protective throttle with a cable that combines specific digital identification with the copper gauge required to handle higher current. Pushing past that 60-watt barrier requires a very specific hardware upgrade, a tiny component known as an e-marker chip. This diagram reveals the inside of a high-capacity connector head. Tucked inside the plug casing is the e-marker. When plugged in, this microchip pulses to life and sends a data packet to the charger, identifying itself as a 5-amp, 100-watt capable cord. Once the charger reads the self-declaration during the power delivery handshake, it knows the connection is safe and unlocks the full 100-watt flow. Adding a microchip to a simple wire drives up the cost. It also creates a single point of failure. If that chip gets damaged, the whole system immediately reverts back to the safe 60-watt limit. But declaring it can handle 5 amps of current is only half the battle. The cable actually has to survive carrying that much power. Here is the internal wiring. On the left, the standard thin 24-gauge wire. On the right, the much thicker 20-gauge copper used for high capacity. Pushing 100 watts through thin copper creates intense electrical resistance, which causes steep voltage drops and dangerous thermal heat right at the connector. To manage those thermals safely, 100-watt cables rely on the thicker copper layout and wrap in heavy foil and braided metallic shielding. This extra material means high-capacity cables are noticeably thicker, heavier, and far stiffer to pack in a bag than a flimsy phone charger. A true 100-watt cable is a distinct, highly engineered tool. It requires the digital e-marker to unlock the power and heavy-duty wiring to carry it safely. But that premium construction leads directly into a major consumer trap. Assuming a label that says 100 watt also guarantees fast data transfer speeds. Under the official USB-C specifications, power capacity and data speed are completely independent variables. High power does not equal high speed. This chart maps these variables. Data speed along the bottom, power capacity up the side. Many premium cables plot in the top left, delivering maximum power but stuck on sluggish USB 2.0. In the top right is the full-featured cable, providing 100-watt charging and maximum data transfer. If you buy the cable in the top left, it will charge your laptop perfectly, but moving a large video file to an external hard drive will take hours instead of seconds. You have to actively verify both specifications when shopping. Ignoring the data rating in favor of wattage risks buying a cable that severely bottlenecks your digital workflow. Getting the right tool means matching the cable class directly to the hardware you actually use. Let's look at mobile and tablet users first. Since phones rarely exceed a 30-watt draw, standard 60-watt cables are ideal here. They offer a cheap, lightweight solution that bends easily into your pocket. But if you are a power user relying on a high-end laptop or a massive GAN charger, your requirements are completely different. For this scenario, you must invest in 100-watt cables with verified e-markers. Otherwise, your expensive hardware will just throttle itself to stay safe. Shopping for high-end cables requires a verification process to avoid counterfeits or mislabeled products. This checklist shows the exact markers of a legitimate cable. You need the USB-IF certified logo, a clear 5-amp or 100-watt label, and a specific data speed printed on the box. That USB-IF certification is crucial. It ensures the cable has passed strict thermal safety tests and proves the internal microchip actually communicates correctly. And remember to check that data protocol so your file transfers match your fast charging speeds. You can often feel the correct choice just by picking it up. A legitimate high-capacity cord feels heavy and stiff because it physically holds the copper required to do the job safely. When you know the internal anatomy of these cables, you can stop treating them as interchangeable parts and start selecting hardware based on the actual power and data requirements of your setup.